are happening just because the Creator wants to give us endless light. And therefore, we need to do ourselves, to create the vessel for this endless light ourselves. The whole point of creation is that we need to create it ourselves, which means it has to come from returning light, from ourselves. Like a person that is giving birth, or we creating our own career, our own family. So it feels like it's ours. We are doing it. Everything needs to come from us. So the Creator wants us to basically be able to go to choose the connection with the source itself, the light. And the light is inside, it's not external. And we know the external part are extreme. We are seeing just one part of the picture, and this part, it's an extreme part, which means if I'm, let's say, extremely angry with someone, or I'm extremely sad, it's because I see just something that makes me very sad, or something that makes me very angry. I don't see the big picture. I'm seeing just part of time and space. I don't see the endless, which is above time and space, which is not limited. So where can we find the tunnel to go back in time or to the future? There is a tunnel, right? The time tunnel, where we can find it, where we can find the access to the other world. The access is right here and right now. It's not in the past, it's not in the future, it's right here, which means deep inside, we have everything. So all the problems in life coming from the extremes, extreme energy, and not internal energy. That's the difference between extreme and internal. Extreme in Hebrew, it's katzeh, it's kitzoni, it's katzeh means end, and internal, it's pnimi. It's the inside that over there we can find everything. So the whole teaching of Kabbalah is to help us to develop the desire to go within ourselves, and to find everything inside the world. Because when we are looking within, then we are able to connect with the endless, and then we can truly share with others, because we feel we find the tranquility. We are connecting with this real world. So basically what we're saying here, that the righteous people are those people that already made it. And we know that all humanity, including the righteous people, are one. We all one. We are part of the global soul of all the souls in the world. And these souls, like Moses, like Rabbi Shimon, like the Ari, like the Baal Shem Tov, all of these souls, Rabbi Ashlag, they completed their job already. And we are the extensions, the part that didn't finish our job. So they come here to help us to do the same thing. And the Zohar is saying that without the help of the righteous people, we couldn't make it, which is very simple, because they created already the big computers, and we cannot just restart from the beginning. We need to connect with what they connected, and to add our part, our transformation, our part to the rest of humanity, which means that we need their help, and they coming to help us in the two moments, the most extreme moments. So the full moon represent when everything is good, and the moment when there is no moon represent when the moon disappears just before the new moon. It represents when nothing is good, everything is bad. It's like the good and bad. The two extremes, the tree of knowledge, good and bad. And our job is to go inside to connect with the tree of life. Where is life? We all alive, we all know that we are alive, but where is it? It's inside. It's to choose life. It's to choose the connection with the internal energy, the intelligence force of the Creator that exists in us. And when we are choosing it, then we can also help this world. But it's all about overcoming the extreme vision and extreme behavior, because the two are related. When we get angry, upset, sad. And these two extremes represent like when it's empty, so we are sad. And when it's full, we have ego. We know in this world, there is always these two forces. There is the friction, which is ego when we fighting each other. And there is like gravity and heaviness, which is representing, the difficulty, the heaviness, the laziness, the sadness, etc. So we know that the only reason in the physical world, when we throw a stone, the stone will fall is because of gravity and friction. In the space where there is no friction and gravity, there is no limit. The stone will continue to go. So the same thing for us. We are the Tzadikim, the righteous people, because they overcome the extreme energy in their life. They chose the inside, they chose life. They're helping us to choose life as well. They are really, truly, they're entering to our brain. It's in the cloud, and our desire will help us. So we chose to start with the Baal Shem Tov because the Baal Shem Tov, they're telling about it. Can we see the synagogue, the inside the synagogue of Baal Shem Tov, please? Is it possible to see it? See the picture, but not the inside.
We have an issue with the connection right now. We're working on it.
Okay, so while the connection, till the connection will be restored, I will just explain. So, it's said about the Baal Shem Tov, the many miracle stories. So, when people telling stories, sometimes they exaggerate. People like to exaggerate because people get excited, etc. Or people sometimes invent stories that didn't happen. But we know that the fact that there is so many stories about the Baal Shem Tov's miracle stories, amazing miracle stories, that there is books and books written about it. And those books are written not just by the witnessing of these stories, are not just like normal people, are also like known righteous people that just by reading their books, you see how wise and deep they were. So they were not exaggerated, but all these stories are that they're talking about the Baal Shem that shows that he created a huge impact. It doesn't matter, a huge impact. And we know that his impact was definitely related with the tree of life. It's to affect people, to connect with the internal energy, and to have more mercy, to think about others, to think about the connection with the purpose of life, the connection with the light, etc. All those different things, they are the miracles. And the Rav told us once, we were a small group of people, and the Rav told us that the Rav Brandwein, the Rav of the Rav, taught him and told him that all the stories that they saying about the Baal Shem Tov, maybe not all of them happen, but he definitely could do all of those stories. And another things about the Baal Shem Tov, they're saying that he was walking and going to different places, and our brother told the Rav that actually the Baal Shem Tov was in one place. He was just opening the book, and by opening the book, he was connecting with the words of the Torah, the consciousness inside, the prophecy that there is inside, the divine inspiration inside. He could actually appear in different places. So a lot of things that he will do, it's not because he was physically there, because he was above time. He was connecting with the world above time, which is where the miracles and wonders are always there. So the Baal Shem, because the Baal Shem Tov was in a recent generation, which means it's about 300 years ago, and it created so much impact of affecting others. It's not, his job was not, he didn't write really himself books. This is not was his job. His job was to actually bring it to people, to open it up, to go to simple people, and to create this impact, to change a lot of people in the world. So we want to connect with this energy. And we chose the synagogue exactly because in this synagogue, it's the Baal Shem Tov. It's who was praying there. All the enlightenment that he revealed it came through the synagogue, and we know that this place, when the light is revealed, the light stays forever because the light is eternal, is above time. So it's like another tunnel above time, which is right there in this synagogue where there was so much light. And his student, the Maggid from Mezrich, was there, and the student of his student, and many other tzadikim, his children, his son, Rav Tzvi, and so many righteous people were praying actually in this place. I was there physically a few years ago, and the energy was so strong. I remember like we're there Shabbat, and all 25 hours, non-stop, we felt the presence of the Baal Shem Tov himself. And I felt it stronger over there than even in his grave, the place where he's buried. And funny enough, when Karen came back from there, Karen was saying exactly the same thing. She felt more in the synagogue than actually in the place of where he's buried. So for us, it's a very important place. It's like it's for us. We want to start this trip, which is the full moon, which is all the righteous people are coming, and basically we all want to elevate ourselves above time and space, in the world where the future is here, and we know that the future is good. The end is good. If we have problems, it's not the end. So we want to connect with that realm, and this will help us to do that. It's known that we know that once the Baal Shem Tov came to his student and to a synagogue somewhere, and he told them, the people, there's something wrong with your synagogue, because I see when I entered to the synagogue, I saw that there is so many prayers inside, hundreds and hundreds of thousands of prayers. So everyone was thinking, just a minute, this is a good thing. If you see so many prayers, it means that we're praying. Yes, I said, but they're stuck there. They're not elevating. They're stuck in a synagogue, which means that the people didn't manage to go above time to connect. But the synagogue of the Baal Shem Tov, for sure, it was like a channel. You can imagine like an open channel to the upper world. So this will help us to connect with all the righteous people that from Adam and Eve, from the time of correction till today, Abraham the patriarchs, his wife Sarah, Yitzchak, Rivka, Yaakov, Leah, Rachel, Leah, all the other, Yosef Tzadik, King David, Moses, Aaron, they're all here to help us. All the tzaddikim from all the different generations. Imagine they're all coming to help humanity to have a better consciousness with less pain and suffering, because as much as we are choosing it by ourselves, we don't need to go through problems to choose it by force. Oh, amazing. So now we see it. Wow, it's very, very, wow. It's very, very special place. David, you there, yes? Wow. Okay. So if you can get closer to the place where the ark is, to the left side. Wow. It's amazing. You can imagine how much light, how many miracles were revealed by this place. It's in Ukraine. We all in Ukraine, it's like it's so exciting. And we are channel for those that couldn't come, and for channels for those that are not here. We are part of all the center. We're thinking to be with Michael, with Monica, with all the teachers, with all the chevre, with all the friends, and all the places in the world, all the centers in the world, and all the places in the world that desiring to connect with the light. Glenn, beautiful, beautiful. So now what we're going to do, we're going to all imagine that the Baal Shem Tov is actually there. If you can look again, okay, this is the room. Okay, this is the place. I remember they were saying that it's a kind of study room, right? This is like a special study room that they did it exactly as it used to be a few hundred years ago. It's exactly in the same physical place. It was refurbish, you know. It's amazing. So we're going to basically imagine that the Baal Shem Tov is there, and his counter is there, is all the righteous people that were praying, Rabbi Baruch Mezibush from the same town is there, his son Rabbi Tzvi, there's so many other Kabbalists, the Maggid from Mezrich, a lot of Kabbalists, they're all sitting there. And the Baal Shem Tov is physically there, and we, all of us, whoever is with us right now, we are there, and we're going to do the prayer of Shema Israel together. And what is the Shema Israel? Basically, the Shema Israel it means that we are choosing the light. We're not afraid about that. We're not afraid about ego. We're not afraid about any to lose any pleasure. We're not afraid about nothing. We know when we have the light, we will have eternal life. We will have all the pleasures. We'll have everything. It's internally. It's all internally. And this is something that is amazing because we don't need to wait for tomorrow, and we don't need to go anywhere. It's right here, right now. Right here and right now, it's inside of us. So we say Shema Israel to remove the illusion, like there is anything else. There is nothing else besides the choice of the source, of the Creator himself, the divine, endless mercy of the Creator. That's what we're connecting with. And from there, we can achieve other things. So this is, if everyone can repeat after me, it's just one verse. And this verse contains all the secrets, and it's related also with the portion of this week, because we know that when Jacob wanted to bless his children, he saw the end of correction. He saw the prophecy that from the beginning till the end, and he was about to reveal, and it stopped. And he said, why I cannot reveal it? Maybe there's something wrong with my 12 children. One of them is not okay. So they all say together this verse, Shema Israel, which shows that they chose the light. So then he started to bless them. So it's in this parasha. So basically, we're going to say the recite the Shema Israel. So we're closing, after looking at the place of the Baal Shem Tov, we are physically there. And this is our tunnel to go above time, the flawless universe, the tree of life. And we're going to close our eyes. You can put your hand on the eyes, just to disconnect from the five senses. And we say this verse that contains many, many secrets that has the power to remove the illusion of the selfish desire to receive for something here and now. We are connected with the eternity, with the world above time. Shema Israel Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. You can say it silently, what Jacob said, Baruch, then you said Shem, then you said Kavod, then you said Malchuto, then Leolam, then Vaed, silently. So now that we establish this connection, which I wish that we could stay there and just continue to study, to connect. It's so amazing, amazing light. I feel that I don't want to leave this picture, but we have to go continue. We have other things to do, but it's not going to leave us. So we want now to go to Rabbi Raphael from Rashid, that this is today is that anniversary. We know the Tzadikim, they're all coming back as we explained, the full moon and just before the new moon, but they're also coming back to this physical world in their death anniversary. This is the strongest channel to them. It's their death anniversary, because the death anniversary, it's the day that there is a link between the physicality and the spirituality. Like the birth and death is basically the channel when the soul come to this world, when the soul left this world. So there is a kind of a pipe between. So today is the death anniversary of Rabbi Raphael from Rashid, and just by connecting with him, and he's also in Ukraine, is few hundred miles from where David is in by the Baal Shem Tov. So we know that in few seconds we'll see the picture of Rabbi Raphael from Rashid. So here, this is it. Amazing, amazing. We're connecting there. There is a person that is there physically right now to help us to make this connection. So basically what it is, we know that Rabbi Raphael from Rashid, he was a student of Rabbi Pinchas Mikaritz, and Rabbi Pinchas Mikaritz was the student of the Baal Shem Tov. He was one of the closest, like older students of the Baal Shem Tov. We know the Baal Shem Tov has 60 very strong students that were around him all the time, and he was one of the oldest one from the team, Rabbi Pinchas, and this was the teacher, the direct teacher of Rabbi Raphael from Rashid. So it means that it's like his grandfather is the Baal Shem Tov that we just visit, his synagogue, and possibly he was also in that place where we were doing the Shema. And we know that one of the things that we can say about him, just to help us to make the connection, we're going to light the candle after explaining a little bit about him. That one of the things that you were saying, that that a person should better leave his body, the soul leave the body, than to lie, which means it should give everything that he has, not to lie, to keep himself saying the right things. And the second thing that he was saying, just want to say something to connect with him, he said that like a person is looking for life, he should look to be humble, and to be humble, for humility. It's like very powerful, simple thing, but it's very, very powerful. Like, like naturally we will do everything to protect our life. We're afraid. We should naturally protect our humility, because without humility, we don't have life. We don't have the vessel for light. And without the truth, it said that without truth, there's no life. Like we better, like give our less breath not to say it's a lie, which means that to connect with the light is truth. The light is truth. If we want to connect with truth, we need to also be true, not to say something and to have something else, to be connected with the truth. So this is very powerful. It will help us. This is his death anniversary today. The full moon of Capricorn is his death anniversary. You can see it's a little bit what's written there, but it's there. So it is amazing. We're going to light the candle now. If we can light the candle, please.
Okay.
Свети, пожалуйста. Amazing. This candle, this light, we know that it's like our soul, that always going from one, it's our soul, our desire for light, desire to please the light, to connect with the light, to love. This is our real deep love that we have inside, and we connect with the soul of the Tzaddik, Rabbi Raphael. And we know that when Rabbi Pinchas from Koretz was very old, so when he passed away, he one of the places that he went to learn from, it's Rabbi Israel from Rozhin. He was a tzaddik in his time. So Rabbi Israel from Rozhin, it's in Poland. So thanks God, we have one of our teachers that is right now in Poland by Rabbi Israel from Rozhin, which is also many, many stories about miracles. We know that, wow, this is Rabbi Israel from Rozhin. Like we know that this it's like these people, it's like full of love for people, and they had so much love that they were like really, every word that they will say, they will surprise you. It's like it's a word that's coming from the oven. You never heard it before. They never heard themselves before saying it. It was like, it's, you know, when you love someone, you invent things that express this love or giving your love to others. And this is what it is. I know this because I know that, you know, when the Rav and Karen were like in the mode to give to someone, they love someone, they could come up with things that are so pioneer and new, creative, that you cannot think about it, and it's touching our soul. And this is Rabbi Israel from Roshan. We want to connect with this ability, you know, so also we will be able to express this love with people around us. Can be close people, family, and can be also people that are far, that just to express this and to get people desire the light, you know, to when you feel this, when you see something, the smile or the special words, the surprising words that are coming from definitely the light, from the divine, from the endless, that's coming from love. This is like, it's amazing. That it's not constant. It's not I'm doing my job. It's like, it's beyond that. It's good for Capricorn, because sometimes Capricorn are very calculated. There's no calculation. It's like truly like to do that. Rabbi Israel from Roshan. It's amazing. Elisheva, you there? Yes. Wow. Wow, amazing. If we can light the candle, it will be amazing. Oh, they're there. Okay, very good. It's been, we light it already. I imagine there's more tzadikim there. Other tzadikim, they're all there with us. And that's amazing. And Rabbi Israel from Koritz, like he was very, very, very rich. We know that rich tzaddikim that are like Yosef HaTzadik, that were very, very rich, and they didn't need to fight physically. They were fighting with their wisdom, with their mercy, because it's the peaceful way. He brought peace between the brother, like King Solomon. He didn't need to fight physically. He was like Yosef HaTzadik as well. This is the same thing. It's the love, it's the wisdom, it's the with the money we'll be able to do things, etc. And there is the others, like King David. It's righteous people that they don't have money. Like King David considered to be like poor. He was fighting all the time, etc. It said Ani ve'ochev al chamor. It said about the two Messiah. So basically, it's this is to connect. It's to bring the redemption, or to end, to bring the light to the world without pain and suffering. Which means if voluntarily we use the money and the power in order to share the wisdom, not for ourselves alone, then it's very powerful. So this is like really we meditate also to each one of us to become more successful, and also to make the dissemination of the tree of life more connected. Close our eyes for a second. Just Yuda Ashkenazi was sharing with me that one of the stories about him, that he was so rich, so he will not forget who he is. He will put a student so that in his shoes inside there is like nails, so it will give him some pain that he will remember. That, you know, to be humble, etc. But it's many stories. Anyway, that's great. So we want to go now. Each place I want to stay there. It's amazing. We want to go now to the Baal Shem Tov, and from the Baal Shem Tov we connect with all the tzaddikim. We're going back to Ukraine, from Poland to Ukraine.
Eliyahu, they need 5-7 more minutes to walk there. So if we can.
Okay, so that's great, no problem. So can we light the candle? The candle's already been lighted by Rabbi Israel. Okay, so we will go to. We actually can go to Rabbi Shimon HaTzadik from Jerusalem in Israel. So we jumping to Jerusalem, which is an amazing thing. I wanted to go to Baal Shem Tov. We jump into Jerusalem. So just to say that about Rabbi Shimon HaTzadik, he was, when they built the second temple, okay.
Принести тебе кофе?
Не, какой кофе? Нет, спасибо. Спасибо, не надо.
This was for Rabbi Shimon HaTzadik, but that's it? That's the part? Okay, so anyway, so Rabbi Shimon HaTzadik, we know that the story was, and at that time it was, after that they built it, Rabbi Ezra Sofer, Ezra the scribe, built the second temple. He helped to bring the people and to build the second temple. And there were like under 20 people that were like prophets, that they were revealing a lot of secrets. For instance, the prayers that we pray today, it's from 2,500 years ago. It was like prophets themselves, like the books, they wrote these different prayers that contain all the secrets that the Ari talks about and the Zohar talks about, because there is so many things inside. And basically, this is the place. It's Rabbi Shimon HaTzadik. But anyway, so he was part of this team. Eventually, he became like the head. And the story about him, that when Alexander Mokdon, Alexander the Great, he heard that for people that were opposition of this, the prophets and everyone, all kind of negative things. So he came with his army to go and to basically to take Rabbi Shimon HaTzadik, to take Shimon HaTzadik, to take him with him. And what happened? He came with his army, and he was very, very, very powerful and very big. And when he saw, and Rabbi Shimon HaTzadik, he knew that something is happening. He asked all his students to stay up all night and to pray and to walk with candles towards Alexander Mokdon. And when we were walking like this, Alexander Mokdon, Alexander the Great, came out of his horse and he started to bow. And they asked him, why you bow? You were supposed to take him to prison, this guy. He said, no, because all my wars, all my success, it was because I had all the time I saw in front of me this person, this image. So he became very close to him, and he actually helped to make it easier for the people to continue to study and to develop the teaching, which till today we're enjoying it. So basically, what Rabbi Shimon HaTzadik, we know that the Rav used to visit there, Rabbi Ranvin used to visit there, etc. And what we wishing, it's that when you truly connect with the light, it's more powerful than the people in power, which means that, in the people, there is the masses, then there is people that are rich, that have more influence, then there is people in power, like politics, etc., that have more influence, but the biggest influence is it's the light. And if we choose to be with the light, we can Shimon HaTzadik, we can basically, it was 2,300 years ago, approximately. Okay, we talk about huge giant Kabbalists, so we can actually control what's happening in the world instead of complaining and just watching the news, which we know that we don't have all the information out there. I mean, we don't know all the details of what really is happening, but we can influence a lot by just being channel of light. So just by doing our job, we can affect in a positive way the people in power, because the light is above, the soul is above the ego, which is power, and above the body, which is the richness. That's the soul, it's the inside. That's the most powerful, the internal thing. So we just, 1 second, we just close our eyes and making the connection. We don't asking for nothing, we just connect with this ability, with this power, and we thinking about sharing this with all the people in power, people that choose to serve society. For whatever reason, we want to inject that the light will control. It will be constructive and not destructive. They will make the right decision, the right choices, and somehow it will be better for humanity. Now we can go back to the Baal Shem Tov, which is what we wanted to go to, the actual grave of the Baal Shem Tov. Amazing, okay? So we're getting closer now. We are by the actual place of the Baal Shem Tov. And for sure, the Baal Shem Tov is there because all the Tzadikim are coming back. So this is really the time that very easy to connect with. And we have David that is there. He's walking in a few seconds. He's going to be there. And when we're going to go there, we're going to read the Psalm 33, which is the Psalm that's helping us to awaken the righteous people, because basically the righteous people are not dead. It's like their body is there. Most of the righteous people, their body are intact inside. There's many stories about righteous people that years, hundreds of years after that they were buried, they took them out and they were intact, they were complete. So the body is there. So, but the soul is the upper world. But in these days, they're coming back to this world. So it's like someone that is asleep and he's waking up. So we imagine now that because we are here like open vessel, and what we're asking is really that our soul becomes stronger, that our desire for the one, the light, will be stronger. So we'll be able to share more, because the only way to connect with the light is to share, and the only way to really share is to connect with the light. So our goal is to connect with the light. This is our personal goal, and this is our personal agenda. And the light is want to share with all humanity. Therefore, we are like the light. We're doing the same thing. So this is very simple. So now we are by the Baal Shem Tov. For some reason, it's dark now. So amazing, amazing. We arrive. Wow. If we can all imagine, put our left hand. Can you light the candle, David, or you already, these candles are lighted? David, can you light? Можно, пожалуйста?
Выключить
Can
свет?
you hear me?
Ольга, может,
You
выключить
can light
свет?
we can just connect with these candles that are there, or you already, or you want to light one?
Давай выключим.
I already lighted, but I can
Okay, you
light more.
It's okay. So okay, that's amazing. Okay, so okay, this is beautiful. So we all looking at this candle. It's our soul. It's the soul of the Baal Shem Tov. It's this amazing amount of love, and we chose the Baal Shem Tov to do the Rananut Tzadikim because he's like the father of all these Tzadikim in Europe. To bring light to all this place. That for hundreds and hundreds of years there was so much bloodshed in this area. We want to bring, it's in Ukraine and Poland and all this area, and we want to basically bring all this love and all this ability to fight with the difficulty of nature, if it's the coldness, if it's the poverty, if it's all the other things that really with consciousness. So we want to awaken, especially the Baal Shem Tov, with this endless amount of love and miracles. And if you can read for us read for us. I will read it also with you while you're reading it. Okay, so we read it together, Anu Tzadikim, and we all meditate, all of us on the call. We meditate that we are there. Our left hand is there. We see the candles, and we awaken them. They're just waking up in where they are, and they truly physically with us. Are you ready, David?
Yes.
Okay, good. רננו צדיקים באדוני,
באדוני,
לישרים נאווה תהילה.
לישרים נאווה תהילה.
הודו לאדוני בכינור,
הודו לאדוני בכינור,
בנבל עשור זמרו לו.
בנבל עשור זמרו לו.
שירו לו שיר חדש,
שירו לו שיר חדש,
היטיבו נגן בתרועה.
היטיבו נגן בתרועה,
כי ישר דבר אדוני,
כי ישר דבר אדוני,
וכל מעשהו באמונה.
וכל מעשהו באמונה.
אוהב צדקה ומשפט,
אוהב צדקה ומשפט,
חסד אדוני מלאה הארץ.
חסד אדוני מלאה הארץ.
בדבר אדוני שמיים נעשו,
בדבר אדוני שמיים נעשו,
וברוח פיו כל צבאם.
וברוח פיו כל צבאם.
כונס כנד מי הים,
כונס כנד מי הים,
נותן באוצרות תהומות.
נותן באוצרות תהומות.
יראו מאדוני כל הארץ.
יראו מאדוני כל הארץ.
ממנו יגורו כל יושבי תבל.
ממנו יגורו כל יושבי תבל.
כי הוא אמר ויהי,
כי הוא אמר ויהי,
הוא ציווה ויעמוד.
הוא ציווה ויעמוד.
אדוני הפיר עצת גויים,
אדוני הפיר עצת גויים,
הני מחשבות עמים.
הני מחשבות עמים.
עצת אדוני לעולם תעמוד,
עצת אדוני לעולם תעמוד,
מחשבות ליבו לדור ודור.
מחשבות ליבו לדור ודור.
אשרי הגוי אשר אדוני אלוהיו,
אשרי הגוי אשר אדוני אלוהיו.
העם בחר לנחלה לו.
העם בחר לנחלה לו.
משמיים הביט אדוני,
משמיים הביט אדוני,
ראה את כל בני האדם.
ראה את כל בני האדם.
ממכון שבטו השגיח,
ממכון שבטו השגיח,
אל כל יושבי הארץ.
אל כל יושבי הארץ.
היוצר יחד ליבם,
היוצר יחד ליבם,
המבין אל כל מעשיהם.
המבין אל כל מעשיהם.
אין המלך נושע ברוב חיל.
אין המלך נושע ברוב חיל.
גיבור לא ינצל ברוב כוח.
גיבור לא ינצל ברוב כוח.
שקר הסוס לתשועה,
שקר הסוס לתשועה,
וברוב חילו לא ימלט.
וברוב חילו לא ימלט.
הנה אין אדוני אל יראיו,
הנה אין אדוני אל יראיו,
למייחלים לחסדו.
למייחלים לחסדו.
להציל ממוות נפשם,
להציל ממוות נפשם,
ולחיותם ברעב.
ולהחיותם ברעב.
נפשנו חיכתה לאדוני,
נפשנו חיכתה לאדוני,
עזרנו ומגיננו הוא.
עזרנו ומגיננו הוא.
כי בו ישמח ליבנו,
כי בו ישמח ליבנו,
כי בשם קודשו בטחנו.
כי בשם קודשו בטחנו.
יהי חסדך אדוני עלינו,
יהי חסדך אדוני עלינו,
כאשר ייחלנו לך.
כאשר ייחלנו לך.
Now we're going to basically all close our eyes for a second and we meditate to connect ourselves with our nefesh ruach neshama, our soul, with the nefesh ruach neshama of the Baal Shem Tov and all the tzadikim all over the world. Wow. Okay, so, okay, again, it's really, we'd like to stay with you, David, over there. It's unbelievable. I'm sure you can continue to enjoy to be there. Is it cold, David? Is it very cold over there right now?
It's about 0.
Okay, so not so bad. Okay, great. Thank you very much, David. Thank you so much. Okay, so it's amazing. Now we're going to go to Rabbi Ashlag and Rabbi Ashlag and Rabbi Brandwein in Jerusalem. This is very close to us, and Meir will, Meir Shurun will guide us. Meir, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Great.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Rav Ashlag. Just before we start, I would like to share a short story to help us to connect. It's not a Tzadikim story, but it's a story about a father and child walking on a nice sunny Sunday in the park, and the little child, 4 years old, sees a big stone. He's trying to pick it up, trying and trying. He says, "I cannot, Daddy." And his father tells him, "You can." So he bends again and tries to pick up the stone. He says, "I can't." And the father told him, "You can. Use all your power, all your power." He bends down, trying and trying and trying. He says, "Daddy, I can." And his daddy tells him, "Of course you can. You can ask for help. This is part of your power, asking for help." The lesson for us, we on our own cannot do our tikkun and overcome all the challenges of life. But with the help of tzadikim, we can. With the help of Rav and Keren, with the help of now we are here at Rav Ashlag. After that we'll be at Rav Brandwein and definitely other places. The Baal Shem Tov, who is the seed level of the new movement of Kabbalah, the seed level. Rav Ashlag, who brought more to the open. In 2 years from now, it's going to be exactly 100 years. In 2022, it will be 100 years since Rav Ashlag set foot in Israel and started to reveal the knowledge of Kabbalah in a way that simple people would be understand also. Rav Ashlag, just like the Baal Shem Tov, continued the revolution, huge spiritual revolution of unfolding Kabbalah, of revealing Kabbalah. Because Kabbalah was hidden for many, many years because people and the generations were not ready yet to use its tremendous power. People were not ready yet. The Baal Shem Tov brought it out to the open in a way of joy and happiness and spreading it to simple people. And Rav Ashlag was the first one. Rav Ashlag, again, in 2 years, it's going to be 100 years. So we're talking about 100 years ago. Rav Ashlag was the first one to make this revolution of writing Kabbalah in a simple way and explaining the simple principles of life, principles of creation, the way it was written in the Zohar and in the Ari writing, but it was written in the Zohar in a concealed way, not in the right order, in a way that you have to be a master of Kabbalah to understand the Zohar and to understand the writings of the Ari. Rav Ashlag rearranged and gave us the right order of creation. His major work was Talmud Eser Sfirot, 10 luminous emanation, explaining creation, and then our teacher, Arav and Keren, made it even more simple in Kabbalah 1. We have one class about creation, which is a simple way of understanding what Rav Ashlag revealed. But Rav Ashlag he started, his mission was to write. He was teaching also. He had a small group of people, 20, 30, maybe 50 students. Out of them, maybe 20 were the closest to him. And out of them, only one really continued the same mission. The mission of Rav Ashlag was to write. Rav Ashlag knew that he needs to reveal in a way that it will not be just, when you teach students, everybody understands something else. When the Rav was teaching us, different teachers understood it in a way that my soul could understand it. And therefore we're teaching it slightly, with a twist, kind of with a flavor of the way we understood it. Rav Ashlag's mission was to reveal it in the way that he wanted it to be done, and therefore he dedicated his life to write 10 luminous emanation, to write translation and explanation of the Zohar, and to write articles and books in simple language. He wrote about 10,000 pages all his life. He dedicated his life to this mission because he knew that once it's in writing, nobody can change it. And generations after can go back and read Rav Ashlag and read the original. And when you read the original, then again, every soul will receive whatever you can. But this was his mission. He dedicated his life, even in the last years of his life, when he had arthritis and he couldn't even hold a pen, he still was writing up to the last moment. So the Kabbalists are teaching us that when you learn something from the tzaddik you are visiting, then our soul can connect to the soul of Rav Ashlag. So I would like to read something from Rav Ashlag, from the book And You Should Choose Life, on page 78, in case you would like later on to read it. Just a little bit to read from Rav Ashlag so we can connect to the soul of Rav Ashlag. וצריך שתתהום נעם אשר סיבת כל הריחוק הזה שאנו רחוקים כל כך מהשם יתברך, ומה שאנו עלולים כל כך לעבור לרצונו, הוא רק סיבה אחת. Rav Ashlag says that the one reason that there is pain and suffering in the world and confusion in the world is one, and the one is lack of understanding that the Creator is involved in everything. Not only understanding, lack of applying it in our life. The Creator is involved, the light is involved in everything. Therefore, there is a big picture. And everything is part of a big picture. Everything that happens to us comes either to teach us something or to awaken us. The way he says, מיעוט ההבנה שלנו בהשגחתו, lack of understanding. And he says we don't see how the light is involved. He says if we see, for example, a person steals and at that moment he loses his hand, if it will happen again and again, nobody would steal anymore. Then we could see how the light is involved in everything. But the big picture is concealed from us to help us stay with free choice. Because without that, we're going to lose. We might lose our free choice. So here we are with Rav Ashlag. Rav Ashlag, one of the secrets that Rav Ashlag revealed to us is that when you read paragraph from the Zohar, or you read something from Rav Ashlag, or you read something from Rav Van Wein, or you read anything from Kabbalah, and you don't understand, Rav Ashlag revealed a little secret, and that is that if you read it again and again, and then again and again and again and again and again and again and again, 20, 30, 40 times, eventually you will understand it. It will open up. So the writings of Rav Ashlag definitely needs to be read over and over and over again. So here we are, Rav Ashlag, the seed level of the Kabbalah Center, the seed level of modern time of spreading Kabbalah, spreading the Zohar. We know that Rav Ashlag, before World War II, went back to Europe, from Israel, back to Europe, and went from place to place, trying to encourage people to study the Zohar and spread the Zohar he said, I see a black cloud over Europe. And people didn't want to listen. And you know how it ended up with World War II, and 50 million people died in that war. And we are again in times that there is black cloud, not only over Europe, but now it's worldwide. And it's not the corona. It's not the corona. The corona, it maybe is just a wake-up call for us. But there is a black cloud, and it's the Zohar. It's the Zohar. And from here, from Rav Ashlag, looking at Rav Ashlag, each and every one of us can now connect to his own soul. Pause for a minute. Connect to your inner self. Ask yourself, did Kabbalah help me? Did the Zohar help me? Did my life change since the moment I started to study Kabbalah? Am I a different person? Even a little bit. Am I a different person? And if yes, and if the answer is yes, then let's make a commitment here to Rav Ashlag to make an extra effort. We all are doing effort. We wouldn't be on this Zoom meeting if we wouldn't be connected. We are connected. But an extra, something more, a little bit more of spreading Kabbalah, of talking to people, of bringing people, whatever it is, but to enhance and expand the light that Rav Ashlag revealed in this world. If there is somebody there that can light a candle, it would be nice for all of us. I understand we already, oh, thank you, beautiful. Rav Ashlag, זכותו יגן עלינו. Rav Ashlag, the teacher of Rav and Karen. As you can see, lighting the candle and the black disappeared. And virtually, each and every one of us can put his hand on the stone and make a spiritual connection with Rav Ashlag. Thank you so much. Thank you. From here, we can go around, connecting to the end. We're going to now the student of Rav Ashlag and the teacher of Rav and Karen, teacher of the Rav. This is the stone of Rav Brandwein. Rav Brandwein, again, the student of Rav Ashlag, Talmid Muvhak, meaning his soul was connected to the soul of Rav Ashlag, Rabbi Yehuda Tzvi Brandwein. That's what it says in Hebrew, as we can see. Rabbi Yehuda Tzvi ben Rabbi Avraham. Rav Brandwein was not only the student of Rav Ashlag, but he was almost his extension. And therefore, when Rav Ashlag left the world, not finishing translating the Zohar, there were 6 or 8 or a little bit more volumes more to translate and write explanations. And translation is not something that you just do. Translation is explanation. it was Rabbi Yehuda Tzvi Breinwein who continued to translate. And actually, when you read the translation and you read the explanation of Rab Breinwein, it's almost like Rav Ashlag. Little bit different. Has to be a little bit different. But almost identical. He was continuity. He continued. Rav Ashlag planted the seed. Rav Breinwein expanded a little bit more. Rav Breinwein was the teacher of our teacher. Rav Breinwein himself had 20 or 30 students, but only one of them took upon himself to continue the dream of Rav Ashlag, spreading Kabbalah, spreading the Zohar worldwide, connecting everybody. Here again, with Rav Ashlag, with Rav Breinwein, I would like to read something from Rav Breinwein. אחרי שבן אדם זוכה לתשובה מאהבה, שזדונות, this is in 2007, when the Rav came to Israel, and the first thing the Rav used to do from the airport directly to his teacher, so I'm reading from Rav Breinwein to connect to his soul. שהשם מוחל לו על העבירות שעשה בזדון, אלא כל עבירה בזדון נהפך לו למצווה ולזכות. Everything, every negative action that we do, if we change our way and become a better human being, then the negative is transformed into positive. And the pain and suffering that we go through our life becomes joy and happiness. And actually, the bigger the pain and the bigger the suffering, eventually, when I'm transforming myself, it will transform, all pain and suffering will transform into bigger joy and bigger happiness. And Rav Breinwein himself gave an example to understand it, like a story about a guy who was in charge of the business of his boss. And once the boss had to go away, and he told his guy, I want you to be in charge of my businesses, all the employees. And when the boss left for his business trip, all the employees started to harass this guy who was in charge of them. And they were beating him and cursing him and talking about him and really beating him. Every day we're beating him. And when the boss came back, he told him, this is what happened to me. He was crying. This is what happened to me. So the boss told him, how many beats, how many hits did you take? He said, 5 hits every day, 5 beatings every day. And his boss told him, okay, for each beat that you got, from a hit that you got, I'll give you 10 golden coins. The guy goes home with a lot of golden coins, crying and crying. His wife asked him, why are you crying? He says, why didn't they beat me 50 times more? Why didn't I suffer more? I would get now, pile of golden coins. The same with us. That when we transform ourselves, all the pain and suffering that we go through life will be transformed into joy and happiness. Rav Breinwein dedicated his life to find the one who will continue and the one who will open up. And this is our teacher, Rav, Karen, today Michael and Monica. And what we can see how the chain from Rav Ashlag, Rav Breinwein, Rav and Karen, Michael, Monica, and it will go on. And again here, it will take a moment and take an inner commitment to keep on the work of Rav Ashlag, keep on the work of Rav Breinwein, keep on spreading, keep on connecting people more and more. millions, hundreds millions, and billions, more and more, then we are keeping all the tzadikim who left the world, we are keeping them alive. Because we are doing what they were doing. We're keeping them alive, and therefore we are going to be alive. And our life will have not only meaning, but will shine and spread light throughout the whole world. Thank you for visiting Jerusalem, visiting Rav Ashlag and Rav Weinwein. And Eliyahu, please take us to the next place.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Now we're going to go straight to Tiberia, to the after Rebbe, and to Rabbi Menachem Mendel from Vitebsk with Yuda Ashkenazi. Are you there, Yuda? Yuda Ashkenazi?
Hi, Eliyahu, can you hear me?
Yes, now we can hear. Just in this occasion, we want to all wishing you together happy birthday. Today's your birthday, so you are a very special
Birthday to you.
And a lot of love to you and a lot of success in all the work that you do, and to do more and more and more with the health and happiness. And this is the day that you're supposed to be born. So you are a channel for us from Rabbi Menachem Mendel from Vitebsk, please. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Eliyahu. Thank you, Meir. Thank you to all of you. I hope you can hear me well. I'm in the middle of a drive. And I want to thank Eliyahu for the initiative of making this Tzadikim trip. This is, I think, the second or the third even, right? The first one we did with Michael Berg. And Eliyahu took it from there and created the opportunity for all of us to connect with the Tzadikim. And with everything that is happening now in the world, definitely, there are so many opinions and people trying to interpret what is really going on. But one thing for sure, we are moving to a whole next level of transformation. One of the things that Meir mentioned, it is the necessity for each one of us to desire to ask, to receive, Be'ezrat Hashem, the assistance of the Tzadikim to be able really to do the work that is needed to be done. And as Dari is saying, individually and collectively, there is no way to make the correction of our soul without what we call ibur, which is impregnation. The soul of the tzaddik is coming in and assisting us. Tzaddikim always want to come and to guide us, but our desire and the actions that we take towards those desires, creating the space internally and in our world for the light of the tzaddikim to come and to guide us. In Rabbi Menachem Mendel of Vitebsk, I believe that many of you know one of the secrets that the Rav Weinwein shared with the Rav, and the Rav shared it with all of us, is that he is one of the souls who are the protectors, the guardian angels of the Kabbalah center, of the center. In this place, as we are visiting there, each one of us can close our eyes for a moment and ask to deepen the connection with what does it mean really to becoming a protector for the Kabbalah center, for the center. Because the way that we're forming our connection with the Tzadikim, it is not just by requesting and asking, but creating a deeper level of alignment between ourselves, our souls, our desires, and the unique channels that each one of the Tzadikim, as you know, is in this world. So if you close your eyes and you try to use the unlimited ability of your mind and your soul and you would ask yourself the question, what does it mean for me, for each one of us, become partners in the work of Rabbi Menachem Mendel of Vitebsk as the force that's protecting at the center. So in one hand, we know the center is protected bli ayin hara, with the light of all the tzadikim from above, so the center doesn't really need our part in the protection. And the idea is that the moment that we're becoming partners with the vision and mission of the tzadikim, it is not that we're becoming a protector of the center, but we're receiving the strength in the world below to manifest those visions and desires of the tzadikim, to constantly being guided by them and to receive the light from their souls. So if a tzaddik, it is a soul who completed their mission, soul mission in the world. They overcame what seems to be a challenge in this life that constantly we reminding all of us throughout all the teachings that any challenge, it is an opportunity. Eliyahu mentioned that any time that we feel kind of being in a negative space, it is actually what we call the Or Mekif. It is the surrounding light pushing us to expand, to create more room for more light, to become more manifested in this life, in this world. So we can become partners with Rabbi Menachem Mendel of Vitebsk, open our heart, open ourselves, be able really to just to become this vehicle, instrument for his light in this world. In the end of the day, it is we who are benefiting from what we receive from the tzadikim, regardless of our intention to share their light. The idea of the intention of sharing their light, it is just the way, and obviously it needs to be sincere. It's not a mind game, but it needs to be sincere from within, so we will be able really to receive all of this energy, all of this light. So we're asking from Rabbi Menachem Mendel of Vitebsk to help all of us open our own vessels, our own channels, our own hearts, abilities, capacities, to find our own small ways day to day to bring the protection, the energy, to become a force that is assisting in manifesting this vision of bringing the wisdom of Kabbalah to the world, which means not only bringing the Zohar and the teachings, but constantly at the same time working on our inner change. So it is my birthday, and thank you, Eliyahu, for the opportunity you are giving me to share in the book of the Rav, Immortality. The Rav says that if we truly understand the day of our birth, what we call the birthday, it's not just the birth of a day of celebrating and receiving gifts, but if we really want to connect with the energy that is available in this day for each one of us, we need to chase up the opportunities to share it, just simply to share in small ways and big ways, in order to plug in and to connect. So thank you again, Eliyahu, for the opportunity, and especially with the Tzadikim.
Amazing. Thank you very, very much. Thank you, Yuda Bienara. It's amazing. Thank you very much. Rabbi Menachem Mendel of Vitebsk, the Abter Rebbe, all this energy, all the tzadikim in Tiberia, like it's one of the holy city. We know that the 4 holy cities in Israel are related with the 4 foundations. So it's like we awaken all of this. So now we're going to go to Rabbi Yehuda ben Baba. It was one of the friends of Rabbi Akiva in the north of Israel. And if we can go to there, if we can go now. Okay, that's great. Just to say 2 words, Rabbi Yehuda ben Baba was one of the friends of Rabbi Akiva. It was one of the 10 people that were tortured to death because they were basically continuing to share the light. And the thing is that in general, we know that this 10 channel, they basically have complete dominion on the physical material reality to overcome all the fears about ourselves, and therefore really they never die. Like the Rav explained, that never died. And it's like we put our left hand there and we connected with the ability to connect always internally, to no matter what, to connect internally, to get the energy, the strength. They used to call him Hasid because he was like all the time going beyond what he will been asked to do. And his control of the physical reality, he was all the time happy. Even when he was tortured, he was not feeling it because it was not, he was connected with the reality. The people that looked, they were connected with the illusion, as the Rav explained. So this is very powerful. Okay, so just for the candle, we just light the candle. Connect to give us the strength to overcome the illusion. It's Sarah Fadida. Thank you very much. Amazing energy. They're all with us. It's 2,000, more than 2,000 years ago. Okay, just one generation before Rabbi Shimon. Amazing. Thank you so much. Now we're going to the Rav and Karen, our teachers, our direct teachers. You know, the Rav and Karen. We can go there now. We know that is the closest. Everything that we do, it's because we got the Rav and Karen opened their home to share with us. To share with us the tree of life, basically, all these secrets, all this knowledge, and millions of people learning today because of that. People through us or people through other people that just like somehow got affected and opened the door to the teaching of Kabbalah. So,
hi everyone, thanks to all of the wonderful volunteers that were able to take us to all the Tzadikim. And now we want to make this connection here at the Rav and Karen for a few moments to be able to connect you to manifesting the energy, manifesting your personal wishes, your prayers, your healing requests. You can imagine that you are transporting yourself here to spots, to the resting place of the Rav and Karen, to this holy city. And this is your hand here that's lighting the candle for the Rav, for Karen. And these candles represent millions of actions of sharing that all of us will do. The power of the light, the power of the flame. Imagine that you are walking closer to the resting place of the Rav and Karen. You're placing your hands, your left hand to receive the energy upon the resting place. And you see and feel light coming from the resting place of the Rav and Karen into your hands, up your arm, through your shoulders, down your back, up your head, and all the way down your body. You envision your entire body filled with light. And from this place of light, begin to pray for your requests for healing, for those that need healing, for yourself if you need healing. Coming from a place of light, coming from a place of positivity. Like attracts like. And all of these thousands and thousands and thousands of names that were written in our chats and on our individual lists, let's ask right now for that healing to spread through them, the healing light to spread through all of the people in the world that need healing, physical healing, emotional healing, healing of their sustenance, healing of their desire. Whatever it is that's needed, we're all here as channels and conduits for that light to flow through us via the Rav and Karen, all the Tzadikim, all the spiritual work that we're doing together, and come through to any place or anyone in the world that needs it. Especially this week, as we finish a chapter and literally it's the energy of a new beginning. As Karen says about this special week, may we all have that strength to move forward into these new beginnings. Literally, a clean slate is being given to us. A new chapter, a new story is ready to be written. May we all have the strength to receive that. And through our connection with the center, may we grow stronger. May we feel unified. May we create that oneness wherever we go, with whomever we touch and influence. If each of us every day does one action that's creating light, there's thousands of actions being done on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis. Let's join together and support each other and make that happen. You can imagine that you're taking all of that energy in, you're placing it into your heart, and you're thanking the Rav and Karen, the Tzadikim, for allowing you to participate in their energy. What a merit we all have to be part of something so significant during these times when everything around us looks so dark. Let yourself take that light and become a candle. Look at these flames. Just like this candle flame, you can light other flames and be a candle amidst the darkness. And as you find yourself back oriented in your own space, feeling free of fear, knowing that you were given a gift today to be able to pay it forward, to keep the flame lit amidst the darkness. So go back now to our call and back to Eliyahu. Thank you so much for leading us and guiding us. On these
Thank you. Thank you very much, Harrison. Thank you. Great. Just to remember that all these 25 hours, basically, the world, there is the world, the tzadikim are available physically in this world. There is a very small curtain And anything that we do when we're thinking about it, any actions, any good deed, a smile, a connection, opening the Zohar, that we're doing, we are connecting with this. And each one of us in his own time obviously wants to also take time to meditate on the list of people that needs help, if it's mental, if it's health, if it's other levels, whatever it is, and just like to inject this energy for this all day, and also to ask what do we need personally, because each one of us needs things that will help us to continue and to move forward. And definitely, as I was mentioning before, that this is an opportunity also to do something to support the work of the center. Anything that you do, it will help for making the connection, and it will help physically and also mentally. That means that we are all together. We all together making this work. We're injecting the power of the soul, power of the mind, to trust each other and to strengthening the work, so we become more and more successful to bring the knowledge of Kabbalah. And I want to tell you that in 1 month from now, exactly 1 month from now, we will have a trip guided by Michael himself, Michael Berg. Michael Berg, so it will be amazing, very, very big. We need to be prepared for that. So exactly, it's Tu B'Shvat, it's also the Rosh Hashanah, the new year for the trees. Very powerful time. So Michael will guide us, and it will be an amazing opportunity for all of us. So you can write it in the calendar. You can find out when it's going to be. It's exactly a month. It's the full moon of Aquarius in a month from now. So just 1 second. Okay, so just we connect with the Rav and Karen, that they're there for us. Amazing. Okay, so we have now David. You there, David? David? Yuda, you there?
Ken.
Okay, amazing. So possibly get the verse of Zohar from the Rav that will basically will help us to manifest our personal wishes, whatever we have inside, and to be able to share as much that we can, especially today, so it will help us to connect with the tree of life. Please.
ואינוי פקיחן מההוא חזו דחמה ואינון דקיימין עלי באה לשבה ידה איילנוי ולאסתמה אינוי בגין ההוא דאוליפנה ברזה דנימוסי אלמה דבשעתה דשתארו אינוי פקיחן מההוא חיזו יקירה דחמה איזכה לבר ברק קדים לשבעה ידי על אינוי ולאסתמה אלון כמה דכתיב ויוסף ישית ידו על עיניך, בגין דאחיזו אחרה, דלה קדישה, הזדמנת לקבלה, ואינה דחמה השתה, חיזו, קדישה אילאה, להסתכל בחזו אחרה.
תודה רבה, thank you very much. With all the tzadikim and all of us all together, thank you very much. And we'll see you all in 1 month by the full moon of the month of Aquarius with Michael Berg. And thank you very much, everyone. Thank you very much, everyone that participated, that went to all the tzadikim. Thank you, Yuda, Sru, that you help us. And please don't forget to support us and all together to continue to do this job. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone. Chodesh Tov, an amazing, amazing month in miracles.